Yeah, absolutely, Jeremy. Tonight, Talladega, it really gives anybody a chance to win. I mean, we see some guys starting up front here. Josh Sheets in his first truck race. Kenny Paul, he hasn't had the success he's wanted so far in the truck series, and he's starting second. So everyone's looking for a good night tonight, and always the front runners you got to look for as well. John Schweikart, Matthew Thunhorst, and all them. But it's going to be a very fun, competitive race. A lot of stuff going on tonight. Very slow start. How slow they're going at the beginning of this race compared to how fast they're going to be when they going down barreling into turn three. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you see the high side, they're going to get that run off the corner all night. It's just going to be a matter of if they can stay with the inside lane going down into the corner, in the middle of the corner. See Ronnie Norman third in line, pushing the heck out of Daryl Lindsay into 30. They've got a great run going into three, and they're going to have a huge run off four as well. Yeah, absolutely, Jeremy. I mean, five of the top six have not really been. Kenny Paul's the only veteran in here. The other guys are Daryl Lindsay, Josh Sheets, Donald James, and Johnny Smith, all making their first career starts tonight. So we got six rookies up there in the truck series right now, and they're all running up front in the top six. And the, Yeah, it really is. And the thing is, I'm surprised there's so many cars hanging back. I mean, the truck series at Talladega, there's a lot of movement going on, a lot of inexperienced drivers at Talladega. There's a big track. I'm surprised there's so many guys hanging at the back and not trying to just get to the front and stay out of trouble. But you see guys like Dalen Barr, Justin Bland, David Grosskos, Jai Hadrick just running around in that middle part of the front pack. And that's dangerous. Absolutely. And with that being said, we're talking about hanging around. Ronnie Norman jumps to the inside of Kenny Paul going down into turn three. He has a run now. He's getting a push from behind, and now it's drag race through the trioval one more time. You know, you really do. And the thing is with these trucks, Jeremy, is that for those viewers at home that they don't really know, but the trucks here, you're able to be so aggressive with these cars. Excuse me, the trucks. I mean, these heavy duty vehicles are just so fast and I mean, just built to run this type of racing. I mean, they're absolutely insane on how fast they can go and how much movement you can do with the wheel and not wreck the truck. Absolutely. These trucks are just built to stay in one lane. And how about the outside line? I wasn't really expecting that coming in tonight, be able to hold off the inside line, but nobody's really pushing anything except for the high side. And now Kenny Paul getting one heck of a push. I believe that's from Johnny Smith in the 38. Johnny Smith's T. Muller, Dalen Barr behind him. You got all Gypsum Express outside line right there. But the inside just got a huge run going on into three. Yeah, what looked like happened there was the 38 had just been pushing for so long and probably began to overheat as they looked to go to the outside, and Kenny Paul gets blocked into the wall. Daryl Lindsay looked like he wanted to go the outside of Ronnie Norman, and Kenny Paul did not want to push, and he got put up into the wall. What a great move by everybody involved not to wreck. There he is to the outside at 30. Absolutely not. 30, Daryl Lindsay to the middle, and that not recent times, but back in 2000 about 2005, that's what they called the sucker hole, and that's exactly what Daryl Lindsay's making it right now. Oh, there they go, Dalen Barr, Daryl Lindsay, big wreck involved. Daryl Lindsay looked like he got into the 91. Big wreck down in the tri-oval. It looked like the 91 just tried following the 38 and came down, and he just wasn't clear, and the 30 got into him. 30 involved, the 9 involved, the 19, 16, a lot of trucks involved right there. And such a big wreck so early in this race, and that's really unfortunate to see. The 30 was running up front, and the 30 probably wasn't too excited about being in that sucker hole right there, Jeremy. And when you try to do that, Kevin Harvick this year at Talladega, he's just trying to find a place in line, and just didn't look like it went his way right there. Oh yeah, and a lot of cars coming on pit road, surprisingly. Absolutely, Jeremy, and obviously you never want to see a wreck early on, and especially at Talladega where there's such high speeds and you can't slow down. To avoid the wreck, there's just really no place to go. You saw a couple guys get through there. It looked like the 4 of Caleb Thomas and the 6 of Matthew Thunhorst looked like they wanted to be a lawnmower tonight, and went through the grass to avoid that wreck there, and ended up going right through pit road. Um, so big wreck right there. It's just really unfortunate for everybody involved. And some other big names that were involved, looks like John Schweikart involved in that wreck right there. Tough break for a lot of guys. Actually, a 34 of Greg Mathis, he was fast in practice all night long. He's damaged. Jeremy, maybe we can get a word with somebody involved in that wreck there. Maybe the 30 or the 91. Someone involved there.
You can call that on 2 people?
Hey.
Yeah, I got you. Be honest with you, I could not see him. I was up on the outside. I was trying to follow Johnny Smith in the 38. It's really disappointing for the Gypsum Express guys today because I felt like we had a truck that could definitely get to victory lane. And I had my teammate there behind me, or behind David Gross-Close, and it's a real disappointment to get taken out that early. He just got into my left rear. I just looked at the replay, and around we went. Just, a little bit too quick.
And Dalen, how disappointing as an owner to see all your cars running up front there on the outside line and to have half of them taken out right there in that one little incident?
Yeah, that's rough. Hate to tear up trucks like this, but it's definitely something that can happen at Talladega, and we'll bounce back from it. Jai said that he's still able to run, and Johnny Smith is up there. He should be doing well after the pit stop. I don't know where he came out, but he was ahead of me, so he avoided that wreck, and hopefully we can get those guys at least in the top 10, hopefully top 5, maybe a win. Yeah, it's about 30 seconds worth of required and about 6 minutes left optional. I should be able to get out there and limp around, so we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me.
Jeremy, and you heard the disappointment right there in Dalen's voice. I mean, it, everyone comes to Talladega with the mindset that they're gonna win, and you know that if you don't win, odds are seven or eight times out of 10 you're gonna be involved in the big one. And right there, the odds just weren't in those guys' favor. Absolutely. And let's give it a little rundown right now after the pit stops here as they come around to complete lap 9 onto lap 10. You got Kenny Paul in first and Johnny Smith second. Josh Sheets third. David Grosclose, NASCAR's tire engineer, fourth. Chuck Harrell fifth. Josh Mayu, Ron Miller, Ronnie Norman in eighth after pit stops. He was running up front there. Ken Worley ninth, and Michael Libby rounding out the top 10. Yeah, I know the one has major damage to the front end, and that's really disappointing, especially at Talladega. Front end damage is an absolute killer, but I'm surprised at how long these pace laps are taking right now. I mean, we're going to come around, the lights are going to go off on pace car according to ECR officials this time by, um, but still, very long pace lap is we're going to have, I believe it's 66 laps race tonight. John, or excuse me, Jeremy, I think that's going to be a little wake up call right there for everybody in the field that they need to settle down. There's a long, everyone's going to have to pit at least one more time. I think it's going to be a little wake up call for everybody in the field. Settle down, calm down, relax, realize that there's a long race left, and as the field doubles up here, and hopefully they can get themselves situated and have a good race for the broadcast fans at home. Very slow pace laps. When they get up to speed here, they're flying around this place at upwards of 190 miles an hour. And right now, they're going at a slow 75, 80 miles an hour. Very brisk pace for everybody. But after having this race start with 27 cars on the lead lap, we got 23 or 22 left on the lead lap, and really only probably 17 or 18 that are competitive. Yeah, and Jeremy, I think this race is going to come down to experience. So I think you're going to have to look guys, David Grosclose, Chuck Harrell, Josh Mayu, Ronnie Norman, Douglas Hess, all these guys that have really experience. Matthew Thunhorse, Caleb Thomas, all these guys with experience to come on victory lane tonight. Even though Talladega isn't, a crapshoot per se, it's very still experience based. It looks like he spun the tires. Missed the gear. 4 wide on the apron. Kenny Paul. 100 miles an hour slow off the pace. Big bundle up in the back of the pack. 4 wide from about 16th on back right now. And that's unfortunate, too, because he was having such a good run early on. But now you got Johnny Smith in the lead. David Gross following close in second. And I don't know. Don't know if he's going to be able to continue with that. But Josh Mayu now up to third. Teammates for F&A Motorsports. Josh Mayu and David Gross, they're going to jump to the outside. Teammates to the outside looking for the lead at Talladega. We got a nice push from the 63. Nice slide in by the 61 there as F&A Motorsports jumps to 1-2 in line. And how about that? You get that air tighten out front with David Gross close. He's looking for his first career ECR victory. And now we got another one jump to the outside, Johnny Smith. Ron Miller in the 78, Jeremy, we saw in the Cup race at Talladega. He's having such a solid run. Very good Superspeedway racer, very good experienced racer, as we were talking about before. Ron Miller was looking to push Johnny Smith to the lead. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. In the truck series, it's a lot different. There's not as much horsepower as we were talking about earlier, so more momentum is very important. You'll see a lot of side drafting later on in the races. Chuck Carroll and Nathan Casillas, 2 cars against about 15 on the bottom, trying to get something going. Yeah, and you'll see them get another good push off the corner here, but I don't think they're going to be able to do anything with it from 2 or 3 cars back. At least not at this point. You know, Jeremy, one thing we have Veterans Day, we want to thank all the veterans for everything they do as well. Here at ARAN Broadcasting, you want to always thank for the veterans. Is what they do is Ron Miller gets a little loose on the bottom and make contact with the apron. I think that's going to be enough right there for Chuck Harrell to get clear. I don't know if it's going to be enough for Nathan Casillas in the 18 to get clear. Harrell to the bottom. No, not yet. Staying high with Casillas. Doesn't want to lose his drafting partner. A little separated behind. Looks like Gross close and Ronnie Norman. Josh Mayu, he's got a 4-car breakaway. 2x2 in the front stretch. Chuck Harrell to the front. He is going to get clear. Is 18 going to get clear as well? Wow. If he wasn't, he made it so. And look at that bottom line right there. Yeah, he's in a good run. One thing he's going to have to look out for is overheating. He might have had damage to the radiator right there. Could be very dangerous to him, per se, at the end of the race. But he's still having a good, solid run. Chuck Harrell, and look at the bottom line, Jerry. There's about 15 to 20 cars stuck on that bottom line. And we talk about how dangerous it is to run side by side and side draft. But sometimes that single file line with all the checking up is almost as dangerous as running 3 wide at Talladega. Yeah, absolutely, and especially in the truck series, you can probably go from 15th to first in about 3 laps if really necessary. If they have the right help, you could really go from anywhere in the field to first at the right timing and the right help. As David Groskos gets pushed out of the groove with Ronnie Norman back there, they're struggling on the high side. Nathan Casillas jumps out to the high side. No help with him. Johnny Smith's going to stay on the bottom. Unless that 78 goes to the top, Nathan Casillas is going to be out of help. Haters make us famous motorsports teammates on the outside there. Absolutely, it's a beautiful paint scheme, beautiful tribute to all the veterans, and it's a great job. Veterans Day, you don't get to celebrate it often, once a year, every November 11th. So it's always great to celebrate our veterans, even on Veterans Day, even without not on Veterans Day, but to see them, all this tributes coming out, it's pretty cool. Yeah, the 28 and the 63 really getting a good push on the outside, looking like they're side drafting at the right time, finally getting that come back. As it looks like Josh Mayu jumps to the outside, and he's going to want part of that outside line, and that's going to help Nathan Casillas and Ron Miller out tremendously. Yeah, they really are. If this was me, I'd be Nathan Casillas right now. I want to get to that lead, and I do not want to get rid of it. John Schweiker going another lap down. Up, very dangerous. Looks like they went into the corner a lot faster than they anticipated, and that's going to hurt them on exit. Chuck Harrell continues to lead off turn 4 with a great push. I think Nathan Casillas is going to get cleared by turn 1. The question is, will his help? Chuck Harrell coming up off the bottom a little bit, trying to alter that outside line's line. Yeah, and Chuck Harrell's really trying to make that not an option for the 18 and Nathan Casillas. You're looking back on it right now, the top seven right now, Jeremy, have not ever. Well, maybe I'm not sure about Chuck Harrell. Chuck Harrell won an ECR event before. I don't think he's won one this year. Maybe last year. Regardless, there's not a lot of wins so far this year. In that top 7 as Nathan Casillas gets clear to the lead and to the bottom he goes. Oh, Ron Miller tries to follow. That's a bad decision. And look at all these big names not running up front right now. Douglas Hess won the Cup race at Talladega a couple weeks ago. Corey Chaffin won the Talladega race in the Cup. Right, excuse me, earlier in the year. They're starting to single file out right now. Mayu Blinken, it looks like, having some connection issues. Grosclose trying to stay with him, but that's going to be dangerous for both of them if they continue to ride up there. And Nathan Casillas, goodbye, Nathan. That outside line has a heck of a run. Chuck Harrell with help from Johnny Smith, Ron Miller, Josh Mayu, and David Gross all on the outside. The problem with Nathan Casillas is he's got that car behind him, Josh Eats in the 15 with major front end damage. As Chuck Harrell gets clear, Johnny Smith gets clear. Ron Miller, not quite. A couple DNFs so far, Jeremy, for everybody in the field. Justin Bland has ended his night early, as well as James Moss and Dalen Barr. All three of them have ended their nights early. DNFs for all three. Yeah, he was real fast in practice. I'm surprised how he is right now. That's how separated these guys are. If a tandem or 2 or 3, maybe even 4 cars gets a run right now, it'll be absolutely fairly easy for them. Look at the run Mayu has on the bottom. He's going to have nowhere to go. He gets into the 18. That's going to check up everybody on the bottom line behind him. Chuck Harrell trying to swerve, trying to snake that backstretch, maybe try to cause a wreck. I'm not trying to cause a wreck necessarily, but trying to take out some of his competitors. You know, Jeremy, it's some drivers do is they don't intentionally do something to alter another's race, but what they do is they subconsciously realize, you know, hey, if I do this, it's going to mess them up to the point where I'm going to get an advantage out of it. And you know, right now you see him riding that bottom, but you see the 18 getting a run. Later in the race, do not expect that 88 to hold the bottom right there. I expect there to be plenty of blocking for the win. It's Talladega. These guys have everything they need. They have these low horsepower trucks. They got all the factors that's going to make out for a fantastic finish, and blocking is just going to be a part of it. $39 to go that time by. Don't be surprised to see pit stops coming in somewhere around here. I'm surprised we haven't seen any yet. I think they can make it from here. Maybe not, but yeah, and they're about halfway right now. About 5 laps away from halfway this when they cross the start finish line this time. I'm just interested to see what happens when all those guys in the back decide they want to come race. You see, all these inexperienced guys up here, guys that haven't not been up front all season long. How are they going to be able to react to all these veterans and all their success at these super speedways? Roughly after pit stops is when you want to be. After that last round of pit stops, where you know you can't gain another advantage outside of passing, you're going to have to. I think once they pass halfway, you know, some of these guys did not pit under that first yellow flag. And if they can make it to lap 30, if they can make the lap 33, then we know they can make it. Chuck Arrow below the yellow line was making the 38 follow him as well. Yeah, and the problem with that is that the 78 is so tucked up behind the 18 that he has no room to breathe it and still gain the speed that he needs. So when he's up there by himself and doesn't have anyone else behind him and he has to do all the pushing, it really makes that engine heat up and makes it lose a little power. Looks like in the 15 of Josh Sheets, that front end damage, Jeremy has finally caught up to him. He has lost the main pack, over a second behind the pack now. As Nathan Casillas has a run, not quite clear to the lead yet, and going to watch that bottom line get a huge run going into the corner once again. Yeah, he's doing a great job of keeping everybody in contact, or in contact. Excuse me, holding everyone calmly, I should say. No one's really trying to do anything. As you see a lap car right here, they're trying to get by the 16 of Todd McDuffie. He's making his first start. He just went 9 laps down. Look at that outside lane. What they did right there is they cut to the bottom, pinching the inside lane so they won't be able to get that run. Now the 18 has a huge run. He might get clear to the lead if the 78 can stay on his rear bumper. 18 leads that lap. Yeah, but at the wrong time, that's a little dangerous. There's 2 packs of 3 that I'm really looking out for back in the pack. Is George Price. Yeah, back at Daytona in the Gen 6 series at the Daytona 500, George Price finished second to his teammate in the Daytona 500, so we know he has success at super speedways. Douglas Hess, he also won at Talladega earlier October. Corey Chaffin won at October earlier in the year, back in April or May. And then you look at another 3 guys at Michael Leby. He has much success in the truck series. Ken Worley, he's great at these super speedways. And Matthew Thunhorse, who's been one of the best drivers all year in ECR. So I'm looking at those 2 pairs of 3s. Yeah, Thunhorse, he's trying to be. He had a lot of drama last night back down in Arlington, Texas, Fort Worth area. He had a little drama in the Gen 6 series in his Cup debut. Remember, he's clinched his spot to Homestead next week, or excuse me, in 2 weeks. His chance to fight for a championship after his win at Martinsville. But Thunhorse getting into a lot of trouble last night at Fort Worth and getting into many altercations, but he's doing a great job of keeping his cool and coming back tonight and hopefully trying to find his way to victory lane at Talladega, as are all these guys. David Grossclose fighting his way back, as well as Ronnie Norman, followed by George Price. Oh, 18 got a great run off the corner, did a great job of keeping that 88 on that yellow line stuck. If these guys can pinch him at the right time in the tri-oval, 18 fights back on the bottom, but 18 is going to have the run here. He is clear if he wants to go to the bottom. He's not gonna. Probably a smart choice. Probably a smart choice at this point. But we're well over halfway. Only 30 and a half laps to go. You know, if outside of these top guys, I mean, you've seen the top 6 or 7 be up front all night long. If I'm that backpack, maybe I try to separate myself from them, try to get myself an advantage. The more cars you pit with at one time, the faster you're going to be. You know, with pit stops coming up, if I'm the 18 and the 78, I'm trying to fit myself into the bottom wherever I can. So I know I'm not going to have to force my way to the bottom coming on for pit stops. I'm just doing anything I can to get to the bottom and prepare myself for the what could be a race deciding move. You know, we were talking about Ken Worley and Michael Levy, and they just worked their way up inside the top 10, and they're still on the way. Look at the outside move, 55 and the 37. Yeah, I think what they're trying to do right there, we are talking about, is trying to get them prepare themselves for pit stops. In addition, they're probably trying to get that 37 to cool off, so he's able to push when necessary. Remember, the 30 is one lap down, while the other two were trying to fight and stay on that lead lap and potentially get a lucky dog if they do get lapped, or when they do get lapped, I should say. Oh, David Grosskos makes contact to the apron. Michael Levy jumps to the outside. Ken Worley going to try to follow. And that's going to allow those 5 guys up front to really pull away right now. As Ron Miller realizes it's his time to get to the bottom. Great job by Ron Miller in the 78. And Nathan Casilla is probably going to fall in right in front of him. Michael Levy gets clear on David Grosskos. Absolutely. 15 guys here. 15. All in a single file around Talladega Superspeedway. Here in Talladega, Alabama, they're coming around. 27 to go this time by. We're coming down to the end. Look at the space. I don't mean to interrupt you, Jeremy, but look at the space these top 2 have pulled away. I don't know if pit stops are coming or what, but if they're not, these guys better hope they are coming soon because they're about to get freight trained once they get caught back up. And here they come, pit stops beginning. Nathan Casillas and Ron Miller. It's a lonely place to be on pit road with those 2. 2 guys only on pit road, and that's gonna kill them once they get these other packs with 5 or 6 pitting together. Top 2 are absolutely gone. And here on the radio, the 88 and the 38 are coming this time by. The 2 leaders coming down pit road. Here they come. And a lot of guys are coming with them. And contact, wrecking on pit road. And that is going to absolutely kill. Roddy Norman involved. And that is gonna be 28 of David Grossclose made contact with the 37. 37 got shot up into the 41 and the 63. And it's talking about a 3-car pack to take the lead, and look who it is: George Price, Douglas Hess, and Corey Chaffin. Yeah, that's gonna absolutely kill them right there. Yep. And that's unfortunate, but you know who this is really gonna help is it. I don't know. What happened here is iRacing is not perfect, okay? iRacing makes mistakes. So what happened is these guys who were entering pit road, the caution came out before they hit pit road, okay? What happens is they're going to get a black flag for entering a closed pits. Even though RC, Race Control, clears the black flags, they still may be penalized for just those guys on the lead lap, so we have to watch out for that. Possible that he was still on the lead lap. What happened was, Jeremy, and looking back at the replay, and ECR is confirming it, that the 18 was caught speeding on pit road. That is why he was caught a lap down. So Ron Miller will be scored the leader, and Corey Chaffin's gonna be second. Corey Chaffin's gonna be second. Douglas Hess is gonna be third. George Price fourth. Matthew Thunhorst fifth. 4 of those guys that I was talking about earlier, Jeremy, found themselves right up front with. We're gonna have a restart about 20 to go. A lot of cars taken out there. You know who this is really going to help, though, Jeremy? That's going to be the 71 of Kenny Paul. He was up front before that last restart. I don't know, something happened when he missed a shift. Something happened to that 71's engine on that restart. He got a lot of rear end damage, but with this caution, he's going to get the lucky dog, I believe. And he should also get that damage fixed. That's going to really help out that 71. It is, but once you get into the middle of a pack, you shouldn't be that bad. Yes, sir, we are. So I think Ron Miller is going to take that bottom. He's going to have George Price directly behind him in third, but also on the front row is going to be Douglas Hess in second, with Matthew Thunhorse fourth, Nathan Casillas fifth, Jai Haderick in the 19. He has a lot front end damage. He was involved in that first wreck. He's sixth. Donald James seventh. Remember, he went a lap down earlier as well as Jai. Josh Sheets in the 15 got his front end fixed as much as he can. Josh Wallace, Corey Chaffin, Chuck Harrell. Josh Wallace and Corey Chaffin round out the top 10 with 15 guys on the lead lap. All right, Jeremy. 21 to go on the restart. Who's going to win? Who do you think's going to win? And I want to say in his first race, I want to say the 38 Johnny Smith's going to win. But I'm going to have to say that would be awesome to see somebody in his first ever start get a win. But you know what? I'm going to have to go with that Sitco Chevrolet in Matthew Thunhorse. He has just so much to prove tonight. He's coming out with a vengeance. He wants to win as much as anybody, if not more. And he's really good at these super speedways overall. So I'm going to look at that 6 as well. Anybody can still win this race, though. And Ron Miller gets a great restart, but that is going to kill him. Which I am surprised the 99 did that, but the 6 is going to get left out with the 19. George Price gets a great restart. Nathan Casillas is going to move into 4th. That 19's front end damage is starting to hurt him. He's going to fall in line behind Nathan Casillas, and then the 6 is all by himself. And here they go. Jumping to the outside. Well, you're talking about 20 to go, and there's 20 and a half laps to go, Jeremy. You said 20 to go, and now they're doing it. Here they come. Got a fantastic run right now. And Jeremy, if you're looking at the top 3 right now, who were the top 3 when the big one happened at Talladega last time in the Gen 6 series? The one on the backstretch to almost end the race. Same 3 guys. And now here they come. George Price looking to help the 6. And they're going to do it. Here they come. A great run on the high side. George Price pushing the 6 of Matthew Thunhorse. Douglas Hess, the leader right now. You see the 6 trying to get that side draft. That's what we were talking about. The Nathan Casillas in the 18 is going to jump to the bottom. 3 versus 2, but on the back, out on the high side, in the back, they got plenty of room. Donald James, another one making his first career truck start tonight. He's in 6th right now, and that 4th on the inside line. Looks like about a 9-car breakaway by about a half a second, but Chuck Harrell has a great run on the high side back there with Kenny Paul. What just happened? Big wreck down the backstretch. The 6 involved, 18. Big wreck. And that's unfortunate. A lot of front runners taken out there. Something happened there. Something happened with the 18. Like he made contact, it looked like, with the 78, but at the same time, simultaneously, the 97 hit him, and that just shot him up into the 6. in the 48. 48 involved. 97 involved. 71. A lot of cars taken out right there. A lot of stuff happened post-accident, too. 71, the 55 got into it after the wreck. He was. Major, major damage. Sorry, my pick was in it, too. You know, we're at Talladega, but these guys, their trucks look like they've been to Martinsville thrown around. And remember, that's where we go next week. Yeah, the three of Corey Chafin, Corey Chafin, excuse me, he's still looks fairly clean. A little rear end damage, but nothing major. And that spam, that spam Toyota. A lot of damage overall around. I mean, to everybody. It's pretty crazy. You know, in the 6 of Matthew Thornhorse, there's a little left front damage, but nothing major outside of that. Looks like he's going to be able to get off there. Yeah, Jeremy in 11th, they got Matthew Thunhorst in 6th, Johnny Smith in the 38, he's 12th. Daryl Lindsay was involved in that first accident, he's 13th. Kenny Paul, 14th. David Grosclose, major front end damage still to that machine, he's 15th. Donald James, 16th, excuse me, and George Price rounding out everybody on the lead lap with 17th. As Nathan Casillas gives out the standard EOL to the cause of the caution here by ECR officials, so he's going to fall all the way to the back from 7th. And that's going to allow Josh Wallace to go up to 7th and Jai Hatterick 8th, Michael Leby 9th, and Matthew Thunhorst into the top 10. They're going to 17 trucks on the lead lap is quite a bit. After we saw that first wreck, I thought there was going to be maybe 3 or 4 at the end, but anything can still happen in this race, Jeremy. We're going to get 15 to go this time by 14 to go when we take the green flag. That gives us about 10 to 15 more minutes of a lot of excitement here at Talladega, and they're really looking forward to the finish. Well, I'm going to have to go with Douglas Hess. I mean, he's proven week in and week out at these super speedways that he is just such a force to be reckoned with. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to stay out front. I think he's going to go for the Talladega sweep in the Cup and truck. Yeah, he's consistently been inside that top 5. I mean, him and Ron Miller, as well as Chuck Harrell, the only 3 that have really been consistently inside that top 5 all night long. There's only one, Jeremy, that you really need to lead. You know, in the Xfinity Series race back in April, Jeremy, that I won, I was 7th position going into the white flag lap. And I came out of turn 4 about 4th place, and I came through the tri-oval in 2nd place, and I got to the start-finish line about a foot and a half in front of my good friend Wayne Willard, and that was a fun race. But I'm hoping to see another finish like that. What is going to happen here? 14 laps goes. Pace car makes a hard left into the grass. And Douglas Hess starts this race early. He's clear to the lead. Make sure he doesn't switch lanes. That is an early start by that number 99. And he's going to be able to get to the bottom. But he better hope he doesn't get too far out there because that's going to be very dangerous to him. That really separates the field, though. That helps him out a lot. Problem with that 4, Jeremy, is that the front car of that packed Jai Hedrick has a lot of front end damage. It's going to really slow up everyone behind him. With the draft, he might be all right, but if they lose any more than a half a second to that front pack, they're going to be in trouble. Chuck Harrell to the outside, and nobody goes. Looks like Josh May was going to go with him. Corey Chafin ends up jumping to the outside. And now it's 3 against 2 once again on that high side of the bottom. Jai Hedrick has a great run with help from Joshua Wallace, Michael Levy, and Thunhorst. And Josh Wallace jumps up with Corey Chafin to the outside. Good friends working together at Talladega, trying to improve their positions in the closing laps. Josh Mayer, your pick. Corey, look at our picks right here, side by side, drag racing. Here they go. I should say our picks, our second picks. My pick's still available. He's back there. The top 10 have really broken away. 4 seconds over 11th place, Nathan Casillas. That EOL really hurt Nathan and his chances to win the night. Douglas Hess clear. Not on exit. They got to go. Josh Wallace dead even as they enter the tri-oval. Now remember, the start-finish line's all the way down here. It's about 3 football fields past the entrance of the tri-oval. Josh Mayu leads that lap, but Jai Hedrick has just been left alone on the bottom. Look at Matthew Thunhorse pushing Michael Libby. Michael Libby, we haven't really talked about him all night long. He's trying to make a name for himself here in the Truck Series. Running for a championship with Jai Hatterick and George Price as well. Michael Libby really wants a good finish for that championship, so he has to be careful as well. But Josh Mayu is clear. Can Chuck Carroll get clear without forcing his way down, though? It's a question. And Mayu's not going to really wait for him, is he? Josh Mayu. Yes, he is. That's crazy. This late in the race with 10 to go that time by. And here they go. Chuck Carroll. Oh, and Mayu may have just cost himself a shot to win. That right there, Jeremy, could very much cost him. Maybe not. He's clear again. Chaffin wants to make it 3 wide. Chafin pushing Harrell. Mayu not clear again, but he's not going to take it again. With 9 cars. Wallace separated from Chafin. Mayu's clear again. Harrell. Is he going to get clear? No, he's not. He's going to push the 19. Yes, they are. There they go. Around. Chuck Harrell. Thought Chuck Harrell was not clear. He chopped Douglas Hess. And Jeremy, if you want to go look at that Allstate Good Hands, keep bringing his name up, but you got to go look at Matthew Thunhorse's cockpit view. He came within about, I'd say about 3 feet of just ending his race completely with Chuck Harrell. And I think he did end up getting a little netco damage, but nothing major. And he did. He almost went down below the yellow line to give him room. But the 88, I don't know if he just knew he wasn't clear and tried fitting in and maybe hoping the 99 would give, or if he just didn't know he was clear. It wasn't clear. But regardless, the big winner in all this is Josh Mayu. He gets his number 61 Harley Davidson machine out front for a little while. Yeah, same with Matthew Thunhorse. They have a little damage as well. So if Josh Mayu's smart, he's gonna pick that that inside line and hope that Chuck or it's gonna just if he picks the inside line, it's gonna be him and Corey Chafin, and those two are just gonna have it out to themselves to settle it. And you know who's behind? Who's behind Mayu and Chafin if they both take the inside? Johnny Smith in that number 38 machine. We haven't talked about him since the beginning of the race. But if Mayu makes another decision, he could pick the outside and hope Thunhorse gets him a good push, because at that point, Douglas Hess's right front damage may hurt him and not get the speed that he needs. So anything could really happen. Mayu has a big decision here. To better suit him, he may have to play some defense to get some good offense. That looked like Nicole Johnson in the 41. She's going to now be 6 laps down. We've seen a lot of different things, Jeremy. We've seen single file racing. We've seen 2x2. We've seen a multitude of different experiences, and you've seen so many guys just be able to force their way and just try to make that outside work. If we have enough time, if we get a good enough restart here with enough laps, I think we're going to see the outside line really prevail in the long run. But if it comes down to 2 or 3 laps, I don't think the outside's going to be able to really do anything. Chuck Harrell's given the EOL plan. That means we're 2 to green. We're going to get 1 to green next time by, and that means we're going to get a green flag with 5 to go, Jeremy. And right now, with everything that's been going on, I just want to point this out. Josh Mayu did not practice tonight, did not turn practice up, did not qualify. His first laps of the night, he started dead last in the 30th position, Josh Mayu. Yeah, absolutely. Hey,
Hey guys, it's going pretty good.
Josh, we were just talking about how you didn't have any track time before tonight, right before the green flag started. So, what have you done to change your driving style to throughout the race? We know you were working well with your teammate earlier in the 28, but what's your plan here with with 5 to go and anything that could really happen? How are you going to go about this race without much experience, be able to work the draft?
Pedal to the metal, brother. But hopefully I can stay out front, stay away from the wrecks, and come home with a checkered. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate it, buddy.
Good luck, Josh. Good luck, buddy.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So let's run it down for all y'all at home. We got Josh Mayu in the lead. His partner in crime to the outside is Douglas Heston, the number 99. Third place, Troy Chafin, looking for another win at Talladega this year. He's in third. Matthew Thunhorse, fourth. Johnny Smith in his first start is fifth. Jai Hatterick, sixth. Josh Sheets, seventh. George Price, eighth. Donald James, ninth. Nathan Casillas, 10th. David Groskos, Kenny Paul, and Daryl Lindsay round out the guys on the lead lap. And now Michael Leeby's also on the lead lap. Major damage to that 55 machine. And who's really going to benefit from that last wreck, Jeremy, is going to be Jai Hatterick and George Price, as well as Ronnie Norman, with Michael Leeby getting in trouble there. So those guys are going to really benefit in the championship battle. Green flag is out. A little tire spin there on everybody's part, and that outside line is hooked while the bottom line is not. The 6 and the 99 have a great run on the outside. They're connected. Then here comes the 3 to give the 61 a push going out into 1. He has no help though. The 99 seems to have a lot of damage. He has the run, but here comes the 38 of Johnny Smith pushing the 61 of Josh Mayu. Can these guys? Here they come. The 99's loose. I don't think there's absolutely any way they make it around all 5 laps. Corey Chafin has a heck of a run. He's side drafting Josh Mayu for the lead. 4 to go this time by as they go over the bumps in the tri-oval. Douglas Hess doing a great push. Mayu's going to have to start blocking. I don't think there's any way he's going to be able to allow that outside line. I said the outside line was probably going to prevail if it goes green the entire way, and that really seems to be the case. They're really working hard out there to try to get that run. And there he goes, 661, move up the track, try to mess up the 3's line. The 6 of Matthew Thunhorse dipped in line to the 97. So much going on at Talladega right now. Side-by-side drag race to the line. 3 laps to go at Talladega, and what a finish that would have been right there if they had finished then. 14 thousandths of a second. Look at there. Outside line is going to prevail down the backstretch right here. Outside line is going to be clear. Dead even down off the backstretch. The 99 was not close enough to the 3 right there. Not close enough. Not able to push. I cannot believe the 99 was not hooked. If they had been hooked right there, they would have been absolutely gone. White flag in the air this time by. 1 lap to go. Next flag ends the race, and we know it's going to be a checker. iRacing does not throw cautions on the last lap. And here they come. Johnny Smith, does he have the engine to get by the 61 of Josh Mayu? Can anyone else stay hooked? There he goes. Johnny Smith to the outside. And the 3's not going to do it. Hit 3 wide for the lead. Here they come. 3 wide for the lead. Corey Chaffin has a heck of a run on the outside. He has the help. 61 has the 15 behind him. 15 has major damage. The 38 is the 97. 38 to the 97. Here they come. 61 blinks. 61 to the middle. Johnny Smith to the middle. 3 wide. Josh Sheets spins at 61. Johnny Smith. They're wrecking behind him. Johnny Smith in his first ever race is going to victory lane at Talladega. And that looked very similar to the finish a couple years ago when Johnny Sauter won at Talladega in the Truck Series race. Multiple wrecks. You know, I can't believe the 15 was trying to force it down there on the bottom. When he spun the 61 there, I didn't think he had room at all. I am being informed that this was not Johnny Smith's first race. It is one of his very first races overall, though. I am very sorry for that information. We'll call it his first race. How about that? It's a better storyline. He was. He did establish his position. Looks like. How about after all that damage, Michael Levy comes home 5th, David Grosskos comes home 4th, Darrell Lindsay involved in that first incident, he comes home 6th. So a lot of good rebounds throughout the night for everybody. Are we going to talk with the top 3 here? Johnny Smith, Thunhorse, and George Price?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it was pretty wild. I couldn't see anything coming to the line, so I just kept my foot in the gas and rode it across third, I guess.
And George, before you head out here, George, I also want to ask: third place, how does that help you in the championship implications, especially since your cohorse in the 55, Michael Libby, finished fifth, but you gained a couple more points on him. Your points lead now probably up to about 20 points, with just a few races remaining. How does that make you feel going into the final 4 races here?
I feel pretty good. I think as long as I can make it through next week, I got a decent shot at winning it. I'm pretty good at Texas and Homestead. I'm not bad at Phoenix, so.
And absolutely, that's your 5th top 5 on the year, 11 top 10s in just 19 starts. Great race, George Price, and congratulations on a 3rd place finish, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
I don't want to be in the insurance adjuster after this one. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say I didn't know what happened there. I just saw Mayu get spun, and I didn't know what was going on, so I tried to go for a hole, and I guess the big one happened.
And Thunhorse, how does this make you feel? I mean, you had such a long week. You've been able to get some good finishes, but overall, a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. How's the 2nd place finish really make you feel overall, and how does that help your confidence going into the final couple weeks of the season here?
Oh, it feels good. I mean, it's kind of nice just to be able to kind of go into a series and still kind of have your zest for it, and still be able to kind of show that you can run the vehicles even though you may not be full time. Just kind of feels good, Tonight, it's just kind of a take it chill, see if I can get up to the front and maybe push one of the guys I was trying to work with to the win. I tried to get Mayu up there to win, but he just sadly left a little gap that the 15 went for, and all hell broke loose after that, it seems.
And Matthew, you've had great success in the truck series so far this season, and that's your 9th start. It's 7 top 5s. And 8 top 10s. So how does that make you feel overall, going into any other series when how you can show, you pointed it out, you're able to go and be successful. This is 5 consecutive top 5 finishes, top 4 finishes for you. So that has to feel good as well.
Yeah, it does, I'm just able to put out there for Wayne Willard's team, and get some points for him, get a good running, show that we got some good stuff in the garage. But, it just feels good, just to get those finishes, get consistent. You don't have to get wins, and it just feels good. And it's I'm glad I can prove our team that we're still strong.
Absolutely, Matthew. Congratulations on your 2nd place finish at Talladega, bud, and hope to see you next week here in the Truck Series as they head to Martinsville.
I don't know. I may not be back. I may not be. I may be busy having to go back to my 2nd day job if this works out. Oh wait,
Well,
no.
good
That
luck
just
with
sounded
that,
weird.
regardless.
Yeah, no, that just sounded weird. Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely. Jeremy, this is the man of the hour right now, Johnny Smith, in the number 38 machine. I'll let you take it away.
Thanks a lot, man. I'm still shaking a little bit from that one. Thanks, man. I was not expecting that. When I got that run and jumped to the middle, they jumped to the outside of me, and I thought I was going to be by myself. Luck would have it, though, someone picked me up, and yeah, like I said, I don't know what happened behind me, but all I know is we crossed the line first in this Veterans Day painted truck. Thanks, sir. I made it today. Remember my grandfather and all the other veterans out there.
And Johnny, you know, this is your second start in the truck series. You've gotten 2 consecutive top 10 finishes. You know, you joined late, but this win is going to put you in a good chance of finishing the top 10 in points. That has to feel pretty good as well for your team in Kevlar Motorsports.
Oh man, it feels awesome. I can't thank Dalen Barr enough, the team owner here of Kevlar, for giving me the shot to drive this 38 truck. It's awesome, man. We're gonna try, man. Thanks a lot, and I just want to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, the Online Exchange, for being on board with me tonight.
What a race, Jeremy. Overall, that was a great job. Yeah, and everybody was, you know, they were very comfortable. It seemed like in the truck, and they were able to really make a lot of moves. Had some simple mistakes on everybody's part, but you know, this is the truck series. This is the beginner series, and everybody is doing their best to you know, get comfortable around other people, other drivers, and I think everyone did a great job of that tonight for only 4 yellows. You know, average green flag run about 20 laps a run, so that's pretty cool.